Welcome to the Santa Maria Joint Union High School District August 4th Board Meeting. We're going to go ahead and stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we'll go ahead and begin with closed session actions. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Mr. Hernandez, during closed session, the board unanimously approved certificated and classified personnel actions as presented, as well as the one student matter.
Oh, thank you. We'll go ahead and move on to superintendent report.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the start of the new school year. I'm excited for what this school year has to offer. I do want to, before I go over some of the upcoming events that we have going on to launch the new year, offer my condolences to the Pioneer Valley High School community for a student who passed away during the summer, during a vacation excursion out to one of our national parks, and also in a separate event, an alumnus from Pioneer Valley who also passed away at, I believe, Lopez Lake. Again, my condolences to the community. There are several professional learning opportunities that are being offered for our teachers and other staff as we prepare for the start of school next week. Last week, we had an iPad implementation training over 3 days, and this is in our preparation for our transition to iPads as one-on-one student devices across the district starting this fall. We held a new admin orientation and an all admin advance last week. This week, we have a 5-day new certificated staff orientation. We also have 2 other PD opportunities. One is a multilingual leadership academy. That's 3 days, August 5th through 7th, and a co-teaching academy on August 5th through 6th. Next week, all staff return. On Monday, specifically, we have our certificated symposium at Ethel Pope Auditorium. We have a keynote speaker, Dr. Wendy Morosky, who is an expert on co-teaching and student inclusion, who is going to address her keynote on meeting the needs of our diverse student population. Really excited to have her. I think it's very timely in the work that we're doing to address the needs of a lot of our students, from not just special ed, but English learners, students who come to us with both assets and some challenges. That day, after the symposium, we will have our annual base camp, which is a conference-style program that will be held in the 100s building at Santa Maria High School. And this is specifically planned for our certificated staff. The next day, we have our site PD days at each of staff meetings and PD planned for our certificated staff at all of the school sites. On Wednesday, August 12th, we have our classified symposium and certificated staff workday. And then, of course, our students return on Thursday, August 13th. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all staff, classified, certificated, administrators, who have been responsible for the preparations to ensure a safe, strong, and smooth opening of the school year. It takes a lot of work, a lot of teamwork of many, many different people to ensure that we prepare for this new school year. So thank you to everybody who was involved in that. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. So I'll go ahead and start with the board member reports by sharing my report. First of all, I just wanted to share my appreciation and welcome back to all
teachers, administrators, students, and staff. I'm really excited for the new school year and all the new faces that we have that, representing different positions. So I'm really wanted to just share how excited I am for the new school year and just what's ahead for our students. Also, I did have the opportunity during the summer session to visit the CTE summer program. I was really excited to see the student interns in action, both at the CTE Center and at the aircraft business. And just to see the work that they're doing, learning about, airlines and working on airplanes and stuff. And then at the CTE Center, I got a great tour in regards to my second tour, but it was, a wonderful opportunity to just get another look at what's happening at the CTE, during the summer. I'm appreciative of the work that's done there by the leadership of Ms. Felder-Lee and also Mr. Pereira, who wrote the grant for the first ever summer school program. So thank you.
I'd just like to wish everyone a happy new school year. I hope everyone had some time to spend with their families and get a little rest, and they feel rejuvenated and ready to start the new school year. I know that there are folks who work all year long to make sure that schools are up and functioning and running and doing all of the things that have to happen during the summer. So thank you, everyone, for your hard work, and I look forward to another successful school year.
I want to say during the summer, I was impressed with how the campuses were kept up, the people were working, students were doing things that were educational and good for them and for the nation, I believe. And a lot of good press for the things that the teachers and classified and other people have done during the summer. And so congratulations to surviving the summer and getting ready for another school year.
Welcome to the 2026-2027 school year, everyone. I hope you all had time to pause and have a little bit of a reset. I think that it's really important to acknowledge that it seemed like summer was about a month. So I just really want to start the school off in a really positive way. I also wanted to provide an update. So Mr. Garcia, thank you so much for bringing forward some of the events that impacted our youth over the summer. We were able to do, in partnership with CHU, 2 different events to create space for people to be able to come together as students from across campuses to honor the grief and the loss, as well as do some really great prevention work and build on community and create that sense of belonging. So really fortunate to be in a space to be able to do that over the summer. Additionally, I wanted to let you all know I will be at base camp. I'm unable to go to the symposium, but I will be at the base camp in the afternoon. And I'm really looking forward to connecting with many of the ladies of leadership again and doing a workshop with all of you. So very much looking forward to that. And then I do plan on attending back to school night. It's my understanding that it'll be a little bit like graduation and we're going to be moving from campus to campus. So I will do my best to attend all 4. But I just wanted to give an update, and we're going to be doing our best to visit as many campuses as possible. So thank you all.
Good evening, everyone. I started back up yesterday, and I know that most of our staff and all our school districts, right, are going to start next week. But like my colleague said, I really do want to thank you guys because you have been here preparing and getting ready. And so again, there's summer school, there's all the preparation for new teachers, base camp, getting ready for that. And so again, thank you all for doing that for us. Looking forward to base camp on Monday, and then welcoming our students on Thursday. So thank you all.
Thank you for those reports. So next we have the reports from the employee organizations, starting with Ms. Grimes. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, got it. Okay. All right, then we'll go ahead and, of course.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 26-27 school year. Our campuses and educators are engaged in a beehive of activity, getting themselves and their workspaces ready for the start of the school year next week. Just seems like summer was a blink of the eye. And she gone. I want to tell you a story tonight about a school year that hasn't happened yet, but it could, because our choices in the next 3 months will decide whether the story stays fiction. Picture the morning after November 3rd election. Proposition 3 is not passed. By the time the numbers settle, our district is short about $20 million, roughly 11% of our general fund. On paper, it's a percentage. In this community, it's the sound of a door closing on a classroom that used to be full. With more than 500 teachers, roughly 97 of them would be gone, 1 in 5. Look around a full staff meeting and take away every 5th person. That's the scale of it. Including nearly 400 classified employees are the people who drive the buses, serve the meals, keep the campuses safe, and answer the phones when parents call. Now imagine you're a student. Your classes are noticeably bigger as there are fewer teachers to go around. The AP course you were counting on isn't offered this year. The band program is smaller or gone. The counselor who knew your name now has a caseload twice the size. The team you played on didn't make the cut. When the programs thin out, some families leave for districts that still offer what we've had to cut. Fewer dollars force more cuts, which push more families out. That's not a one-time loss. That's a spiral. I'm telling this story because it is the foreseeable ending of a $20 million per year shortfall, and now is the time to act before that end is written. On Election Day, this issue to save our California school funding will be on the ballot. We implore you to adopt a resolution today in support of Proposition 3 and join us in giving families clear, factual information about what this funding cut would mean for their children's school. To neighbors, parents, community voters, register if you can and be sure to vote. The FA will be knocking on doors every Saturday from September 19th to Election Day, and we implore community members to join us. Just contact me if you have even an hour of time to help save the schools our students deserve. The FA will fight to pass Prop 3, and will keep this district accountable to not squander this opportunity to save the classrooms and programs our community counts on. Thanks so much.
Thank you for that update, Mr. Greeley. Now we have presentations from the Family and Community Engagement update. Ms. Herrera?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Hernandez. I am really excited tonight to let you hear about some of the amazing work that happens on our Family and Community Engagement team. And that team is led by Miss Alejandra Fulton, and she is excited to be here tonight and talk about their great work.
More like nervous, but nervous excitement, yes. And you are correct. A lot of great things are happening. So I do have a lot of information to cover. So good evening, board members, cabinet, and community members. I am pleased to provide an update on our family and community engagement work across our district. I'll be sharing a few highlights from this past year, including new opportunities developed in response to family feedback. Next slide, please. Our family and community engagement program is centered on supporting families and strengthening the connection between home, school, and the community. We know that when families feel informed, connected, and supported, students are more likely to thrive. We do this by offering parent workshops, family events, and trainings that provide practical information and meaningful learning opportunities. Through our Family Resource Center, families can receive guidance, access resources, and connect with community services that meet their needs. We also provide district-wide translation and interpretation services so families can fully participate in their students' education. In addition, home visits help us build trusting relationships, better understand family needs, and provide personalized support. And I've attended a couple of those home visits with the community liaisons as well. Our focus is on removing barriers, increasing access to resources, and ensuring every family feels welcome, valued, connected to our school. Next slide, please. So this slide provides an overview of all the programs and services offered through our Family and Community Engagement Program. As part of our ongoing commitment to family engagement, we introduced new programs designed to provide families with meaningful opportunities to learn, connect, and support their students. one highlight was our parent-led workshops. We had two of them. We had a book club that was led by Miss Maria Avila, which she's here today. And then the other one, there was a parent-led workshop, was our graduation lei making workshop, where families learn how to create leis for their graduating students. The workshop provided a hands-on experience that allowed parents to connect with one another while creating something meaningful to celebrate their students' achievements. These new programs reflect our ongoing commitment to expanding family engagement by offering meaningful experiences that align with family interests, promote learning, and strengthen partnerships among families, schools, and the community. I would like to take a moment to highlight some of the other programs and services we offer. For example, under column 2, we have our PIQE, Parent Institute Quality Education courses for parents. We also have our Parent University courses, which are part of the Fresno State University. Towards the bottom, we have some of our community events, including Day of the Dead, Hispanic Heritage Celebration, and the third column, data confirmation, the LCAP Parent Advisory Community, the Mixteco Parent Advisory Community, and parent conferences. And this year, we were fortunate enough to be able to take a group of parents to the one-day parent conference, which parents really enjoyed. And we also have 2 local conferences, one in the fall and one in the spring for our parents. And then the third column, I like to highlight our partnership with Santa Maria Bonita, the food pantry, the teen closet. We provide clothing for families. We also provide school supplies, community referrals, and if students are interested in community service hours, we also provide the opportunity for that. You can see we offer quite a variety of services. Next slide, please. Okay, highlights for this past year. Some of the highlights include, the parent-led activities. Those were some really good highlights that I really enjoyed, to see the excitement in the parents as they are teaching, leading the class, and the excitement is in the parents as they are working on something. We also added this year, we expanded our communication efforts by creating the monthly family and community engagement bulletin in response to parent feedback, requesting easier access to information about upcoming events and workshops. So the monthly bulletin is clear, easy to follow way for parents to be informed, and we have received positive feedback from parents in regards to the family bulletin. We also offer Parenting Matters, which was a series of 10 sessions online in English with interpretation, available in Spanish. Topics cover included problem-solving skills, setting limits, discipline, and consequences. We also had our 3-day workshop with Consuelo Kickbush, where parents focus on strengthening communication with their children and building positive partnerships with the school. Cultura Cura was taught by one of our counselors from Santa Maria High School. It was an 8-session workshop series focused on supporting parents through reflection, personal growth, and practical strategies to strengthen their communication, trust, and relationship within their families. Mental Health Academy, that was last summer, and we offered it again this summer. Last summer, it was a 2-week online program that focused on social emotional learning and ways to support their children's emotional well-being. So that had a really good turnout. And then also, I'd like to highlight a new partnership with the County of Santa Barbara Health Department. They have actually provided hygiene kits, family dental kits, and children's dental kits for our families, helping support the needs of our families. And the last item I have on there, Summer Aries data confirmation, and this is from last year. So last year we were open, I believe, 4 weeks straight, providing parent data confirmation. So my team is amazing. They did a wonderful job with that. And this year we're doing the same. Next slide, please. So overall, the feedback we have received from families has been very positive. Much like this feedback comes through individual conversations with parents during meetings, family events, and visits to the Family Resource Center. I attend a lot of the meetings, try to attend at least every meeting that's out there that I'm able to. So it's allowed me to create some relationships with parents to where they feel comfortable approaching me and letting me know what's going on, what needs to improve, and I'm open to that as well. Okay, so at the same time, these conversations have helped me identify, or helped us, we are a team, identify areas where we can continue to strengthen our support for families. I'd like to share some of the feedback we receive and how we are responding to those needs. So mental health, that was a topic that parents keep bringing up. So to address the issue of mental health, I am collaborating with Jose, our wellness director, on 2 initiatives. We are planning to have a presentation on depression. We set the date for October 29, which will cover topics such as recognizing signs of depression, ways to support someone experiencing depression. We also want to get local community organizations to participate and be there to provide information as to available resources they have for the parents and services. The other initiative that I am working with Jose is we are hoping to do a bi-monthly or quarterly charla, a cafecito or coffee and conversation. We're not sure about the name yet. We're still working on that. This will be an open mental health support group for parents, facilitated by a counselor who will guide discussion, answer questions, and provide families with resources and support. Now, in response to the feedback from our families requesting additional parent workshops, including a dedicated woman-only support group, I have been exploring partnerships with other organizations that can help expand our family engagement offerings. Ongoing communication. So families have expressed the need for more frequent communication, an easier way to stay informed about available resources and events. In response to this feedback, we created the monthly family and community engagement bulletin that provides a clear, easy to follow calendar of upcoming activities, programs, and services in one convenient location. We will also continue to utilize Parent Square to provide timely reminders, updates, and direct communication with families. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned before, most of our feedback has been positive. Here are some parent testimonials that we received. Next slide, please. Here are a few more parent testimonials. So now, to further highlight the impact of our work, I would like to introduce 2 parents who are here today to share their personal experience with the Family and Community Engagement Program. Their stories provide a firsthand perspective on how our programs, workshops, and support services have positively impacted them and their families. I appreciate them taking the time to be here today and for sharing their experiences with us. So welcome, Mrs. Alma Valle and Mrs. Maria.
Buenas tardes, mesa directiva.
Good afternoon, Board of Directors.
Mi nombre es María Ávila
My name is Maria Avila,
y hoy me siento muy agradecida por tener la oportunidad de compartir mi experiencia con el Departamento de la Familia y la Comunidad de Santa María Joint Union High School District.
and I feel very grateful today for the opportunity to share my experience regarding my participation with the Family Resource Center and the community of the Santa Maria Joint Union High School District.
Quiero comenzar diciendo que este departamento ha sido una gran bendición para mi vida y para la vida de mi familia.
I want to start by stating that this department has been a blessing for my life and the life of my family.
Cuando llegué, no imaginaba todo lo que iba a aprender ni todo el apoyo que iba a recibir desde el primer día que me hicieron sentir la bienvenida.
When I arrived, I never imagined all the things that I was going to learn and the support that I was going to receive. They made me feel welcome from the beginning.
Escuchada y valorada. Nunca me hicieron sentir sola, al contrario, siempre encontré personas dispuestas a orientarme con paciencia y respeto y una sonrisa.
I felt listened to and valued. They never made me feel lonely. On the contrary, there was always people available to guide me, with patience, respect, and a smile.
Una de las cosas que más me ha impactado en mi vida ha sido las clases de inglés. Gracias a ellas, muchas familias podemos comunicarnos mejor y sentirnos más seguras y tener más confianza para participar en la escuela de mis hijos y en la comunidad.
One of the things that has impacted me the most has been the English classes. Uh, thanks to them, a lot of families we can now feel better and be more confident to participate in school with my children and the community.
Aprender un nuevo idioma no es fácil, pero con el apoyo de los maestros y el personal he ido avanzando poco a poco.
Learning a new language is not easy, but with the support of the teachers and the personnel, I have been advancing step by step.
También tuve la oportunidad de aprender a usar una computadora, algo que muchas personas parece sencillo. Para mí representó una puerta a un mundo nuevo.
I also had the opportunity to learn how to use a computer, something that for a lot of people seems very easy, but for me, it opened a new door to a new world.
Ahora puedo realizar trámites, buscar información, comunicarme por correo electrónico, ayudar a mi familia con tareas escolares y utilizar herramientas que antes no sabía manejar.
Now I can take care of things, look for information, communicate through email, help my family with homework, schoolwork, and utilize tools that were not easy to manage.
Ese
This
como-
knowledge has given me an independence and security.
Ese conocimiento me ha dado independencia y seguridad. Además, he participado en muchos talleres de padres. En cada uno de ellos he aprendido algo valioso, cómo apoyar a mejorar a mis hijos en su educación, cómo fortalecer la comunicación dentro de la familia.
Besides this, I have participated in a lot of workshops for parents. In each one of them, I have learned something valuable. How to better support my children and their education, how to strengthen the communication within my family,
Cómo cuidar nuestra salud física y emocional y cómo aprovechar los recursos que existen en nuestra comunidad. Cada taller me ha dejado una enseñanza que he podido aplicar en mi hogar.
how to better take care of our physical and emotional health, and how to take advantage of the resources that are out there in our community. Each workshop has given me and taught me that I can apply this in my home.
Lo que más admiro de este departamento es que no solo ofrece clases o talleres. Ellos realmente se preocupan por las personas, siempre están dispuestas a ayudar, orientar y buscar soluciones.
The thing that I most admire about this department is that they not only offer classes or workshops, they really worry about the people. They are always willing to help, guide, and find solutions. It doesn't matter what the necessity is.
Hacen todo lo posible por apoyar a las familias y conectar a las personas con los recursos que necesitan. Este compromiso demuestra que creen en nosotros y desean que cada familia tenga la oportunidad de salir adelante.
They do everything in their power to support the families and connect the people with the resources necessary. This commitment shows that they believe in us and they wish that every family has the opportunity to come forward.
Gracias a todo ese apoyo, hoy me siento preparada, más informada y con más confianza en mí misma. He crecido como persona, como madre y como miembro de mi comunidad. Todo lo he aprendido, no solo ha sido beneficiado mi vida, sino también la de mi familia. Ahora puedo apoyar mejor a mis hijos y animarlos a seguir estudiando y esforzándose por alcanzar sus sueños.
Thanks to this support, now I feel more prepared, more informed, and more confident in myself. I have grown as a person as a mother, and as a member of this community. Everything that I have learned has not only benefited my life, but also my family, because now I can support them better. I can guide them and to continue studying and to put in the effort to reach their dreams.
También quiero reconocer el esfuerzo, la dedicación y el cariño de cada una de las personas que trabajan en ese departamento. Su trabajo va mucho más allá de cumplir con una responsabilidad. Ustedes cambian vidas. Cada clase, cada taller, cada consejo, cada palabra de ánimo hacen una diferencia que muchas veces no se puede medir.
I also want to recognize the effort, the dedication, and the loving care that each one of the persons that work in this department. Their work goes farther than just meeting a responsibility. You change lives. Every class, every workshop, every advice, and every word of advice make a difference in a lot of lives that cannot be measured.
Por eso hoy quiero darle gracias. Gracias por creer en las familias, por abrirnos las puertas, por darnos herramientas para crecer y poder demostrar que cuando una comunidad trabaja unida, podemos avanzar. Espero que este programa continúe ayudando a muchas personas, así como me ha ayudado a mí. Estoy segura de que muchas familias, al igual que la mía, han encontrado aquí un lugar donde aprender, crecer y sentirse apoyada. Muchas gracias por todo lo que hacen. Dios los bendiga.
And that is why I want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in the families, for opening the doors, for giving us tools to grow and demonstrate that when one community works together, we can all move forward. I hope that this program continues helping a lot more people, just like he has been helping me. I am sure that a lot of families, the same as mine, have found a place where they can learn, grow, and feel supported. Thank you for everything that you have done for us. May God bless you.
So I have one more parent, Mrs. Alma Valle.
Buenas tardes a cada integrante de la mesa directiva del Distrito Escolar Santa María Joint Union y a cada persona que está en esta sala.
Good afternoon to all the members of the governing board and everyone in this room.
Mi nombre es Alma de Valle, soy madre de 7 hijos y tengo 3 menores en la escuela Pioneer Valley.
My name is Alba D. Valle, and I am a mother of 7, and 3 of my children attend Pioneer Valley High School.
En este día quiero reconocer al Centro de Recursos Familiares que está administrado por la señora María Alejandra Fulton.
Today, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude to the Family Resource Center managed by Mrs. María Alejandra Fulton.
Expreso mi más sincero agradecimiento por el extraordinario trabajo que ha realizado en favor de las familias de nuestra comunidad.
I would like to express my sincerest gratitude for the extraordinary work they do for the families in our community.
En muchas ocasiones se habla de apoyo para los padres, pero lo que la señora Fulton ha hecho ha ido mucho más allá de un simple apoyo.
People often speak of supports for parents, but what Mrs. Fulton has done goes far beyond more mere support.
Como madre de familia, estoy agradecida porque hicieron para nosotros un boletín mensual donde nos informan de las clases que podemos participar.
As a mother, I am grateful that they have created a monthly newsletter that informs us about the classes we can participate in.
Puente al inglés, apoyo tecnológico, capacitaciones en Area Parent Square, Canvas, Academia de Salud Mental, Puente hacia la Universidad, clases de apoyos, conferencias de CABE, Teen Closes, despensa de alimentos y mucho más.
Thanks to them, we can participate in English classes, technology support, ARIES, Parent Square, Canvas, Mental Health Academy, Bridge to College, support classes, CABE conferences, teen closet, and food pantries, among others.
Como madre soy afortunada de tener todos estos recursos.
As a mother, I feel fortunate to have these resources.
Estos talleres han transformado mi vida y la de muchas familias.
These workshops have transformed my life and the lives of many families.
Cada una de estas oportunidades nos han permitido adquirir herramientas prácticas, conocimientos, educación, sobre todo una mayor conciencia sobre la importancia de nuestra relación con nuestros hijos.
Each of these workshops have transformed my life and the lives of many families. Each of these opportunities has allowed us to acquire practical tools, knowledge, and education, and above all, a greater awareness of the importance of our relationship with our children.
Hemos aprendido a escuchar mejor, a comprender sus necesidades y a comunicarnos con respeto y amor y a convertirnos en padres presentes y preparados.
We have learned to listen to them better, understand their needs, communicate with respect and love, and become present and prepared parents.
Estos espacios no solo han enseñado información, también nos han dado confianza, esperanza y la certeza de que nunca dejemos de aprender como padres.
These spaces have not only provided us with information, but also with confidence, hope, and the certainty that we must never stop learning as parents.
Gracias a estos enlaces, muchas familias nos hemos fortalecido, nuestros hogares, hemos descubierto que la educación también empieza con nosotros los padres.
Thanks to these resources, many families have strengthened their homes and discovered that education begins with us, the parents.
Deseo expresar un agradecimiento muy especial a la señora Fulton por su dedicación, su atención y de la manera de escuchar a cada persona que hace la diferencia invaluable.
I would like to express my sincerest and special gratitude to Ms. Fulton. Her dedication, attentiveness, and willing to listen to every parent make a meaningful difference, and her empathy is a gift to those who have the opportunity to meet her.
Su empatía es un regalo para quienes tenemos la oportunidad de conocerla. Ella hace que cada persona se sienta bienvenida, respetada y valorada, sin importar su historia o su circunstancia.
She makes everyone feel welcome, respected, and valued, regardless of their story or their circumstances.
Su compromiso con las familias refleja un verdadero espíritu de servicio y una profunda vocación para ayudar a los demás.
Her commitment to families reflects a genuine spirit of service and a profound dedication to helping others.
Tampoco puedo olvidar la oportunidad que la señora Fulton me brindó en CABE.
I would also like to thank Ms. Fulton for the opportunity she gave me at CABE.
Esas conferencias significan mucho para mí. Siempre guardaré ese gesto de profunda gratitud.
Those conferences meant so much to me, and I will always cherish that gesture with deep gratitude.
Mi reconocimiento también es para la doctora Emily y todo el distrito escolar.
My thanks also go to Dr. Emily and the school district.
Para que cada taller ha sembrado algo positivo en nuestras familias, el impacto de su trabajo no termina al finalizar un taller. Al contrario, continúa en nuestros hogares y en nuestras conversaciones con nuestros hijos, en las decisiones que tomamos cada día para construir un mejor futuro para ellos.
Each workshop has had a positive impact on our families. The impact of the work continues beyond the end of a workshop, with the conversations we have with our children and the decisions we make every day to build a better future for them.
Gracias por creer en nosotros los padres, por invertir tiempo y recursos en nuestra formación y por recordar que cada una de las familias crece. Toda la comunidad se fortalece. Con profunda gratitud y respeto, Alma.
Thank you for believing in us parents, for investing time and resources in our training. You have reminded us that when a family grows, the entire community grows stronger. With deep gratitude and respect, Alma de Valle.
Quiero mostrarle todos los reconocimientos, todos los certificados que he tomado de las clases que ustedes nos han dado a nosotros los padres y sobre todo de la Universidad de Fresno. Déjenme decirles que esto deja una huella en mí para mis hijos. Mis hijos creen en mí y mis hijos ven que mamá sí puede.
And I want to show you all the certificates that I have received, and the one from Fresno has taught me a lot, and my children believe in me and they have confidence now in me.
Thank you to our parents for, I have no words. I'm speechless. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was not expecting some of the stuff, so thank you. Okay, next slide, please. Our fall participation numbers started strong and exceeded last year's fall baseline. We did see a decrease in spring participation compared to the previous year. In conversations with families, some share circumstances that may have contributed to the change in participation. Some families expressed that uncertainty related to the immigration climate affected how comfortable they felt attending school events. Others describe how the rising cost of living has led them to work extra hours to keep up with the expenses, making it more difficult to attend workshops and family engagement events. We will continue to do our best to offer workshops at a variety of times and through different forms, including virtual, in-person, and weekend sessions to provide families with flexible opportunities to participate and stay connected with our school. Next slide, please. Okay, so here are some of our community partnerships, and since we are short on time, I'm not going to go through all of them. I just want to focus on one new one that was added. As I mentioned earlier, the County of Santa Barbara Health Department, they have been providing dental kits for our families, and the partnerships we have with all these organizations have been invaluable to the success of our programs. Next slide, please. During the school year, interpretation translation team provided 4,571 interpretation services, translated 1,145 documents, and completed 7,197 phone calls to families, ensuring they remain informed, engaged, and connected to their child's education. While the number of translated documents decreased, the length and complexity of requests increased. For example, a 125-page plus parent handbook or an IEP counts as one translation. So the document count does not fully reflect the volume of work completed. These efforts reflect the important role our interpreters and translation services team plays in connecting families with our school. Our interpreters and translators help remove language barriers, strengthen communication, and ensure every family has the opportunity to be an active partner in their child's education. Next slide, please. District community liaisons conducted 385 home visits, helping address barriers to student success, connecting families with the needed support, and strengthening partnerships between schools and families. Through their outreach, they help ensure families feel supported, connected, and equipped with the resources they need to help their student be successful. Next slide, please. Our impact is measured through both quantitative metrics and qualitative indicators. Quantitative data includes parent event attendance, parent feedback, interpretation services provided, referrals made, and completed home visits. Equally important are the stories and experiences of our families, which demonstrate increased trust, empowerment, stronger relationships with school, and the value of a parent voice. Next slide, please. Okay, looking ahead, I'm going to have to narrow these quickly. So, new opportunities for parent engagement, okay? Financial literacy, we are partnering with Chase to provide financial literacy workshops to our parents. We have one already set for October 8th, and the topic will be credit. Jose and I are working with a representative from UCSB to take a group of parents on a field trip to UCSB. Most likely that will happen in the spring. Mental health is a big thing for our parents. And as I mentioned before, I am working with Jose to try to have at least a workshop every semester. And then our cafecito and conversation will be either bi-monthly or quarterly. Once again, I'm working with Jose on that. And we are working on bringing more mental health to our parents as requested. Parent-led workshops, we hope to continue doing those. We actually have plans to do one in the fall. It will be decorating pumpkins with succulents. We still haven't worked out all the details, but that's in the works. AI training for parents. We will incorporate AI training into our Tech Support Tuesdays, providing parents with a basic introduction to using Gemini and exploring how AI tools can support them in their daily life. Partners in Education, Computers for Family. We are partnering with Partners in Education and the Santa Barbara County of Education Office to offer a technology training for parents. This will be, I believe, approximately 6-week class. Upon successful completion of the training, parents will be eligible to receive a free Chromebook. And classes will be both in English and Spanish. We'll have 2 separate sessions. Food pantry, that's another one of our goals for next school year. Nancy, Jose, and I are working together to establish a food pantry at the Lincoln Center to help support the needs of our families. We are also planning to connect with local farms to seek donations, including the MRC as well. They don't know about it yet, but to seek donations of fresh fruits and vegetables, as well as local grocery stores for canned goods and other non-perishable items. We will begin outreach efforts once a dedicated space becomes available at the Lincoln Center. In response to parents requesting more additional classes, well, as I mentioned before, I am reaching out to agencies to explore potential partnerships and identify workshops that would provide valuable resources and support for our families. Next slide. Oh, wait, I'm forgetting data confirmation. Yes, data confirmation has been great so far. We spent 3 weeks. We had extended hours for 3 weeks, and I think we did pretty good. Okay, so, and we will be open next weekend as well, Saturday and Sunday from 8 to 4 to assist parents with data confirmation. Okay, next slide, thank you. Okay, and here I'd just like to share a few photos that capture some of the events and activities hosted through our Family and Community Engagement Program. These moments reflect the connections we continue to build with our families and the many opportunities we create for families to engage, learn, and feel connected to our school and community. We have the celebration of culture that took place at Santa Maria High School in September, and then we have Dia de los Muertos that was in partnership with Allen Hancock in the city of Santa Maria. Next slide, please. PICA graduations, the social emotional learning graduation, and I don't recall the other one. I apologize for that. Next slide, please. Dia de los Niños event. Attendees had the opportunity, this was organized by the city of Santa Maria. Attendees had the opportunity to make bracelets or decorate a headband with flowers. It was a very popular event. Next slide, please. And then our graduation lei making workshop. Once again, it was led by a parent, and it was really nice to see a lot of the dads engage. Typically in our meetings, we don't get, as many fathers, but this was a really, really nice event. And it was nice to see that they were actually trying. Some of them wanted to quit, but we were not allowing them to quit. So it was nice to see the dads. Next slide, please. Parent Living with Purpose with Consuelo Kickbush. It was a 3-day event for parents. First picture, they're doing an icebreaker. The second one, they had to create a vision board. Jose is having a discussion. And then the last one, the parents were answering some questions. Okay, and then next slide, please. Okay. Lastly, I would like to extend a thank you to my incredible team for their patience, their guidance, and support throughout this past year. I truly could not have navigated this first year without the support of the entire team. This is truly a team effort. Without their support, we would not be able to offer all the services we offer. Also, a special thank you to the night crew at Santa Maria High School, and I only focus on Santa Maria High School because most of our events in the evening do happen at Santa Maria High School. So a special thank you to them for their continued assistance with event setups and their willingness to help as needed. But most importantly, I want to say thank you to our parents for their trust, participation, and continued support throughout the year. Thank you for welcoming me into your community and for allowing me to be part of your journey. Okay, now I'm done. Next slide, please. And I'm ready to answer questions, hopefully.
First of all, I just wanted to say thank you very much to you and your team for that excellent report and
Thank you.
and all the work that you're doing. I know it's been a difficult year, and seen by the numbers, engagement has been a challenge because of everything going on in our community. And so thank you for the report. Thank you for, just really reaching out and getting an idea, fresh ideas as to what's needed during this, time to continue with engagement. Everybody knows that if you've ever had a child that you don't come in, into parenting feeling like you know what you're doing. Nobody feels like they knows what they're doing. But I think it's especially challenging, when parents feel like a sense of intimidation because they didn't have education themselves. So the work that you're doing, when parents say that they feel equipped, it's incredibly, and it's just an incredible validation of the work that you're doing. And so I really wanted to share that appreciation. In addition to that, I just wanted to just share if ask if you would be able to give another update, in the near future, even 6 months, to kind of see how engagement looks. I know you're going to be trying new methods that include wellness and mental health, because that's such an important time for that kind of support right now. And I'm hopeful that we can maintain that engagement because, having parents as partners is critical to, student success. So I'm hopeful that some of those strategies will help in increasing that engagement and that we don't lose that, because of what's happening. And so, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Just an incredible body of work. And I,
Thank you.
when education becomes a family endeavor, we know that our students are more successful, and that it really benefits not just the student and the family, but the community at large. So thank you for all the work that your team does. This is hard work. So one event looks beautiful and fun, but there's so much work and so much planning
Yes.
that goes into every bit of it. And you can tell that there has been a lot of thought put into it, and you're using the feedback from parents. Some of the things, Hispanic Heritage Month event looks fun, but equally important, if not more, is that Aries data confirmation,
Yes.
right? Making sure
Yes.
that our students are appropriately that they have the services that they need, because that's what that data confirmation does. And it doesn't sound like much fun, but it's essential to what
Correct.
happens at a school district. So thank you for doing that work. That's not so much fun too.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
And engaging parents looks so different, and you guys have done just a wonderful job. So it is those food pantries, it is those wonderful events, but it's also making sure that that IEP is translated appropriate so that the parent has the opportunity to know what's happening with their child's education. Family and community engagement is near and dear to my heart. So thank you for the work that your team does. These are long days sometimes.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
And so thank you for your dedication. And we heard from the parents that this is done with a great deal of love. And so thank you again for
Thank
all that
you.
you do.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you. And that's from the heart.
Thank you.
That's fair. I just want to thank you for bringing the parent voice in. It's one thing to talk about parent empowerment. It's another to actually embody that and have them hear and speak and tell their own story. I thought that was really intentional and really lovely to hear that. The second thing is we get hit with a lot of data, and I like the way your data had transparency. I would also really appreciate your point in saying, hey, interpretation may look like this number, but what that really looks like is 900 pages, right?
Yes.
And I think so often we can get data and we can be really reactive. So I really appreciate you giving it, just a little bit more of the narrative. And I love the idea of getting, an update in 6 months. And then lastly, I want to acknowledge and congratulations on the first year impact.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stepping into space is one thing, stepping into space and building that relationship with community is a whole nother. So that's not something that's easily done. So,
Thank you. Like I said,
congratulations
it's
to
a
you and your
team
team.
effort. I cannot take all the credit. So
Well, your
thank you.
village is supporting and moving very nicely. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My turn. It's hard to know what to say. There's so much, right? So I'll just touch on a couple of points. I really enjoy listening to the parents, and they had to leave, but please thank them on our behalf. Their testimonies were just amazing to really hear firsthand, right? Their experience with the programs that we have. I really like your responsiveness to some of the needs that our parents are asking for, right? Like the newsletter. And I was wondering if maybe we can get that on our update, Superintendent Garcia, just so that we can direct parents to workshops or even attend ourselves if we're able to. And just like so much amazing work. Just thank you.
Thank you.
And your team.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for believing in me as well. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and open, next item on the agenda is the open session for public comments. So do we have any public comments at this time?
No public comments.
Okay. All right, then the next item is the item scheduled for action. We have the general items. So our first item scheduled for action is provisional internship permit request. Mr. Reynosa?
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Once again, we have Mr. Will Sandoval, who will be presenting the action item on variable term rate, or excuse me, provisional internship permits.
Good evening. The CTC requires public notice when the district intends to employ a teacher based on a provisional intern permit or a PIP. The district has searched for a fully qualified candidate and currently has one teacher needing board approval to apply for their provisional intern permit for the 2026-2027 school year. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the provisional intern permit requested.
I have a question. Can you tell us a little bit about Mr. Dillon? And I know that the internship, we have to publicly report this, right? But just how they're qualified teachers and how I was an intern myself at one point. And so
Sure.
tell us a little bit about the qualifications.
Yeah, so the CTC has different categories of internship permits, basically, and it really depends upon the background of the individual candidate. It could be that the individual candidate well, they all require a degree, but has a degree outside the subject area where they're going to be teaching. They could have attained a number of units to get to that, to a subject matter competency. Or they also could take the CSET exams to show their subject matter competency. So depending upon where those candidates are, it then would require either a STIP permit or a PIP permit or a variable waiver. In this particular situation, the particular candidate has completed some coursework towards their subject matter competency, is enrolled in a credential program. In order for them to obtain their credential and work, they would need to apply for this provisional intern permit. And this is in the area of special education.
Question? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. I think it takes a special person to be in the special education side. I've observed some of the things going on in these schools and very impressed with it. And to have that calling in a person's life, I think is a special thing. So I'll make a motion to be approved.
Second? I'll second. I'm sorry, I was asking if there was a second, sorry. We get Castillo Schiffer a second. It has been moved and seconded to approve the provisional internship permit request as presented. Any discussion? We'll proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez,
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer,
Aye.
Mr. Basket,
Yes.
Mr. Rano. Aye. Mr. Aguilar.
Hi.
Motion passes. Next, we have the variable term waiver request. Mr. Reynosa?
Thank you again, Mr. Hernandez. Once again, we have Mr. Sandoval, who will be presenting the variable term waiver.
Thank you. CTC requires public notice when the district intends to employ a teacher based on a variable term waiver. District has searched for a fully qualified candidate and currently has one teacher needing board approval to apply for a variable term waiver for the 2026-2027 school year. It is recommended the board approve the variable term waiver as requested.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the variable term waiver as presented. Any discussion?
Same question as before for this particular situation.
Yeah, so this particular situation is a candidate that actually has a degree in a visual performing art area and is seeking to teach outside of that another visual performing art class under visual performing arts. Yes, so they're seeking credential in another area.
Thank you.
Just a quick comment, and it's been interesting to watch some of the performing arts people go international. I think in the summer somewhere in England with one of the plays, and we need more of that.
Okay, we had a second, right? Okay, we had a, it's moved and seconded to approve the variable term waiver as presented. We will proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Yes.
Mr. Rono.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we
Thank
have
you.
the approval. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Next, we have the approval of tentative agreement for classified bargaining unit regarding Article 1612, organizational rights. Mr. Reynosa?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Hernandez. We have Ms. Maribel Mesa Vargas, our Director of Classified Human Resources, who will be presenting this.
Thank you, Mr. Reynoso. Good evening, community, board members, and cabinet. The district and the CSCA have reached a tentative agreement on Article 16.12, organizational rights. The tentative agreement dated July 10th in your packet is in Appendix D. It is recommended that the board approve this tentative agreement with the classified bargaining unit as presented.
Excellent. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the item as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. It has been motioned and seconded to approve the tentative agreement with the classified bargaining unit as presented. Any discussion? Okay. We'll proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Yes.
Mr. Rono.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Reopen articles for negotiations, and in order to commence negotiations with CSCA and to fulfill this condition, the board needs to acknowledge receipt of the proposal, as you will see in Appendix E. A public hearing will be held in September board meeting, and this item is no action required.
Thank you. Number 5, we have the realignment of confidential salary schedule, job titles, and job descriptions. Mr. Reynoso?
Thank you again. Administration conducted a review of confidential administrative assistant positions supporting the assistant superintendents across human resources, business, and curriculum and instruction. The review found that those positions are comparable and similar in responsibility and provide direct support to each of those positions. As a result, it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the recommendation of the realignment of the confidential salary schedule effective July 1st, 2026.
Great. Is there a
I'll make a motion to approve.
approve? Thank you, Mr. Basket. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it has been motioned and seconded to approve the administration recommendation to realign the confidential salary schedule effective July 1st, 2026. Any discussion? We'll proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Yes.
Mr. Rono.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have the approval of response to the 2025 through 2026 Santa Barbara County Grand Jury Report, Bullying in the Santa Barbara County Schools, Addressing Aggressive and Violent Behavior Among Students. Mr. Garcia.
Yes, I actually like to address items A, 6, 7, and 8, and then go through each one individually for action. So in reference to these 3 items, A, 6, 7, and 8, the Santa Barbara County Civil Grand Jury under California Penal Code 933 issued several reports in June of 2026. The district's governing board, this district's governing board, was named a respondent in 3 of the grand jury reports, along with most or all of the Santa Barbara County school districts. The 3 reports are titled, number 1, Bullying in Santa Barbara County Schools, Addressing Aggressive and Violent Behavior Among Students. That's item 6. Item 7 is Preparing for the Unthinkable, How are Santa Barbara County Schools preparing to prevent or minimize the effects of a potential mass shooting? And number 3, Gangs of Santa Barbara County, should the schools do more to address them? Under California's Penal Code 933C, the governing body of any public agency named as a respondent must comment to the presiding judge of the Superior Court within 90 days of the report submission. In each response, the district must state whether it agrees, disagrees, or partially disagrees with each finding, and must also respond to the grand jury's recommendations as to whether the recommendation has been implemented, will be implemented, requires further analysis, or will not be implemented because it is not warranted or reasonable. Upon approval, the responses will be transmitted to the presiding judge of the Santa Barbara County Superior Court with a copy to the grand jury and placed on file with the clerk of the district and the county clerk pursuant to Penal Code 933.05F. The full proposed responses from our district for each of the three reports are attached as appendices F, G, and H. For item 6, it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the district's response to 2025-2026 Santa Barbara County Grand Jury Report, Bullying in Santa Barbara County Schools, Addressing Aggressive and Violent Behavior Among Students, as presented in Appendix F.
Okay, we're moving this one first, right? That's number 6.
Correct, number 6.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve item 6.
Is there a second?
I second item 6.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the district's response to grand jury report, bullying in Santa Barbara County schools, addressing aggressive and violent behavior among students. Any discussion?
I just want to thank our staff that completed the report and the response. These are, pretty big things, the responsibilities that we have as school districts, right? Keeping our students safe. And this is an opportunity for us to see if we are doing the recommendations that were provided. And it was really glad to see that we're pretty much doing all the recommendations that were recommended. And so again, it's a good opportunity for us to see what we're doing. And it's nice to hear or see that we're actually already doing a lot of those, if not all of them.
100% agree, and so thank you. I know this report was sent out to, as you mentioned, all the schools in Santa Barbara County, and because it's some of these issues have been nationwide concerns, some concerns of our parents. So it's even if as tedious as it was, I just want to share my appreciation to the staff for taking the time to give us thorough responses, because it helps our community realize just how these issues are addressed, how many issues are already addressed, and gives a good indicator of where we are as a school on issues that matter to our parents. So I just want to share my appreciation. So any other discussion?
Can I just echo my gratitude for the thorough and thoughtful response that the staff put together, and it was a great opportunity to again highlight how the district is being proactive. So thank you to those who prepared it.
In our nation and around other nations, school security, school safety, student safety has often been attacked. One of the worst ones in our nation is the 1930s, when a farmer who had lost his farm got a job as a school janitor and planted dynamite in the school. Since then, we've had numerous cases. For some reason, schools are targets for those who are unhappy with society or themselves or the families, and they want to try to go out with a lot of advertisement. Columbine was a bad one. There was another one in Colorado a few years later. Security is something that we must have, that if without security, and now we can't have total security, we're not in prisons, we don't have jail cells for everybody. But to keep our security aware has gotten, in my belief, it's a pretty good level right now. But also, personal view is, probably not very popular, is that teachers should have some additional personal security if they want it in the training to use it. But strongly support anything that helps protect the safety of the students, safety of the staff, safety of the teachers, from those who have, in my view, satanic or emotional problems and want to destroy in the lives of others, as has often happened. So keep going, in my view, keep security up. And it looks like we got a pretty good grade based on what came out. So,
Well, as a behavioral health clinician, I feel very grateful to have all of you sitting in this room. I think our administrators and our collective team have been really proactive with the safety of our students. The fact that this report came in and so much of it didn't apply because it was already in place or in the process of being addressed. And I also want to acknowledge that the preventative pieces are also in place, which we just had an entire presentation around the importance of mental health, mental well-being, generational approaches to ensuring that our communities are safe. So I think we're very fortunate in that we've been so proactive. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez,
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer,
Aye.
Mr. Basket,
I'd vote twice if I could do it.
Mr. Rano.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar,
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have the approval of response to the 2025-2026 Santa Barbara County Grand Jury Report, Preparing for the Unthinkable. How are Santa Barbara County schools preparing to prevent or minimize the effects of potential mass shooting? Mr. Garcia.
Yes, thank you. And before I state my recommendation, I do want to just thank you for the acknowledgement of the work that went into this. There were quite a few members from our staff and administration who contributed to this. It was a helpful exercise to address all of these questions and recommendations. It was very validating. I'd like to thank all the staff who contributed to the responses put together on behalf of the board. And especially want to thank Mr. Kevin Platt, whose last day was actually yesterday, but this was his last task before he departed. So thank you, Kevin. I know he's watching us. Item 7, it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the district response to the 2025-26 Santa Barbara County Grand Jury Report, Preparing for the Unthinkable. How are Santa Barbara County schools preparing to prevent or minimize the effects of a potential mass shooting, as presented in Appendix G?
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the district response to the grand jury report, Preparing for the Unthinkable. How are Santa Barbara County schools preparing to prevent or minimize the effects of potential mass shooting? Any discussion? Okay, we'll proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr.
Did we get
Hernandez,
Did we get a motion?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Mr. Hernandez,
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer,
Aye.
Mr.
Yes.
Basket,
Yes.
Mr. Rano,
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar,
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have the approval and response to the 2026 Santa Barbara County Grand Jury Report, Gangs of Santa Barbara County. Should the schools do more to address them? Mr. Garcia?
Yes, this is the third item for the grand jury reports, and it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the district's response to the 2025-26 Santa Barbara County Grand Jury Report on gangs of Santa Barbara County, should the schools do more to address them, as presented in Appendix H.
Excellent. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve item 8.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the district's response to the grand jury report, Gangs of Santa Barbara County. Should the schools do more to address them? Any discussion? I had a question in regards to the SROs that are mentioned here, and wanted to hear about what type of training they receive to, work with students as opposed to the general public.
Great question. I'm going to ask Mr. Ivan Diaz to come on up, Director of Student Services, who works directly with our Santa Maria Police Department and Sheriff's Office, and also with the SROs and the school sites as a liaison.
Good evening, Board and Cabinet. So we have the opportunity to not only work with the SROs and SRDs, we also had the opportunity to be part of the processing of the applicants to pick who we get as our SROs. So one of the things that we really look at is to have our SROs establish relationships with our kids. That's first and foremost. And the other part of it is their role. One of their roles is we want them to be visible before school, during passing period, after school, and the surrounding area. Of course, we also know that things do happen outside, right? But they patrol. We also work with the rangers as well. They were not listed in here, but we work with the rangers in the parks. The other thing, a little known fact that our SROs work with our children to the point that we've had our SROs be coaches on our campuses. Now, if that's not building relationships, I don't know what really is, right? They work with our kids after school on their own time to coach kids. That is building a culture at the school. Now, the SROs also work closely with the administration. They help. They're preventative with gangs by being present. Now, you asked about how they get trained. They get a 1-week training throughout their career to make sure that they know how to work with kids, because we don't want an SRO coming in and just, coming here and be arrest happy. That's not what we want. We want to be able to work with kids, give kids a second chance. They work as our community liaison as well. When we talk to a police officer, they work with their higher ups, their administration. We are actually in talks to meet with the administration to go over all their expectations. Also, people think that an SRO is doing discipline. They are not doing discipline. We have administration that does the discipline. They're there for when things go awry, and things will go awry. When they have to do police matters, police enforcement, such as a weapon on campus, yes, they will get involved. An SRO also helps create a secure area for not only the students and the staff, but also the families in the area and the surrounding communities. I think that a lot of times we think that our SROs are just there and they're not really doing much. But as I'm saying, our SROs really do a lot more than most. And they are a big part of our school district. And I'm glad that we do partner with them.
I'm not sure if you have it right now, but if you have any, maybe part of anything that's titles a part of the training, like what are their, what does it consist of in regards to, you mentioned it's a week-long training, but if any.
Yeah, so I did
topics
ask, and they said that it does cover, this is what I was told. So this is, I'm not at their training,
Sure.
but it covers various aspects of their role. Training covers safe school protocols, conflict resolution, and community skills with students and staff. Pretty brief, but that's what I was given.
Ivan, just to support you, we did ask last year if they got de-escalation training, and we were told the de-escalation training was a part of that, which we were happy to hear, because that's often, they come in often in really tense situations. That's when they're really beneficial. So we wanted to make sure that we were de-escalating those situations, and so we were told that training was provided. There are also some really unique ideas from the school sites. Dr. Robinson was talking about an opportunity to partner with the SROs with some of the activities directors and do some really positive events together, because we want students to feel safe and connected, and like this is a support for them, not afraid of them, right? So Ivan and the team and Dr. Robinson are really working on a more in-depth plan to make that happen.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I have a question too, and it's
Sorry.
related to what you were
Sorry,
saying
go
about
ahead.
were there any mitigating practices to kind of deal with some of the perceived intimidation to our students or to our families, right? Like bringing them in to our family events to talk to our families, or even introducing them in our newsletter to our families so they can get to know them?
Yes, so what we've done, we started last year, the Santa Maria Police Department reestablished their gang unit. So they will be coming into our campuses and they will be presenting to our parents, to our administration, and depending on if the principals and the administration wants to, some of the kids. That's one thing. Also, I'm working with the Santa Barbara Police. They will also be doing the same thing, but with drugs and the problems with drugs and the new type of drugs that kids are now experimenting on.
We can absolutely include introductions in the newsletters as well. I can work with Ms. Fulton on that.
I have a question about, is there a role that the district plays in the selection process of who might be part of the SRO team?
Yes, we get invited to be part of the interview process. So we want to make sure that they cover the things that we said that they will cover. For example, like I said, we want them to be out and about. We don't want them just sitting behind a desk and waiting. We want them to be out meeting kids, greeting kids, learning to be with kids. And like I said, we've had an SRO be a coach. I mean, that's something that you don't hear that stuff anywhere.
Anything in regards to what you look for in their background, like in, you know, just-
Well, for me, no, well, not really for me because they are presented for us as applicants so that they're vetted through their commanders and they come our way. And then we get to read that part, but it's very limited.
Thank you.
We were lucky enough to sit in on the interview process, however, and ask specific questions. We were able to hire alumni, which was very exciting. We talked to them about like, what would it look like to be involved in student affairs? And that's when we learned that one of them was interested in coaching. And so we were able to share the importance of that as part of that interview panel and help place them at the appropriate sites based on that feedback.
I'd like to just add a couple of points that I think are relevant here for the board. One is that I believe that at least one, if not two of our school resource officers or deputy are alumni of our schools. And I think that's really helpful in terms of their presence and their understanding of, you know, the culture of the schools and the expectations in regards to, you know, also their role as it compares to that of the security staff and the site administrators. The other thing is that I have had several conversations with our new police chief, Christopher Williams, here in Santa Maria, and his philosophy in terms of the role and the expectations of school resource officers is very aligned with our districts. And so I'm very, very pleased to have that. And I have a direct line of communication with him. And so he is open to feedback, and he's very involved in communicating his expectations as well to the school resource officers directly. And I know that Ivan also has direct contact with the sergeant that oversees the school resource officers and the lieutenant who oversees the sergeant that oversees the school resource officers. So there's great communication both ways with our law enforcement agencies as it pertains to the purpose and the function and the response of our school resource officers.
Thank you so much for that, for, you know, like responding to our questions and giving us a little bit more information and understanding of the partnership between the district and the officers, especially because it's, you know, it's important to hear it for us to that in the involvement that you have in building that relationship, making sure that the goals are in alignment and you know, that we're have a supportive and safe district for our families and students. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we will go ahead and proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo-Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Aye.
Ms. Serrano.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have B, instruction items. Number 1, quarterly report on the Williams uniform complaints. Dr. Herrera?
Yeah, so this is our Williams quarterly report that takes the dates between April 2026 to June 2026. And we have had no complaints in the general subject areas of textbooks, instructional materials, teacher vacancy or missed assignments, facilities conditions, or KC in service instruction services. So public hearing is required.
Okay, we'll now open the public hearing. Ms. Pineda, are there any public comments?
No public comments.
The public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. Amazing to have no complaints about something.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the quarterly report as submitted. Any discussion? We'll proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo-Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Yes.
Ms. Serrano.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have the adoption of board policy 5141.75, weather safety. Dr. Herrera?
Wonderful. Thank you. We'll bring back up Mr. Diaz to talk about weather safety.
Hello again. So this policy provides a framework for monitoring weather conditions and outlines appropriate responses, including modifying outdoor activities when necessary, ensuring access to hydration and air conditioning spaces, and providing additional monitoring for individuals who may be more vulnerable to heat-related illness. While we have many of these practices already in place, our district is asking for adoption of this policy to bring them more into a formal compliance with current state requirements and ensures consistency across all our schools. It is recommended that the board adopt the board policy 5141.75 as presented.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So we're going to waive
Oh,
this.
sorry.
You're asking for us to waive the second reading. That's correct.
Yeah, so we're already in compliance. Our board policy just had not been updated.
I make a motion to approve.
One second.
It has been moved and seconded to waive the second reading and adopt board policy 5141.75, weather safety as presented. Any discussion?
I have a question, just curious, at PE or in health class, is there a time where students get a little bit of education on what SPF means, the UV levels, and how to protect themselves from sun?
You're talking about PE teachers and health?
Yeah, or do students ever get that education during the high school times, maybe health class?
I would say in health class, though I'm not really familiar with of their curriculum, I would think that would be part of it, but that would be my opinion. I don't really know that.
Okay, we will proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Yes.
Mr. Rano.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have the items of business. 2026, 2027, 45-day budget revision. Ms. Ortiz?
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. The 45-day budget revision, Ed Code requires that within 45 days of the state adopted budget, the district shall make available for public review any revisions in revenue and expenditures, and the governing board take action for approval. Michelle Coffin, our Director of Fiscal Services, has a brief presentation outlining the revisions since our adopted budget in June.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Today, I am presenting the 26-27 45-day revised budget. I'll review changes affecting our budget since its adoption in June. The changes are accounting for any differences in the governor's May revised budget assumptions to what was actually adopted in the state's budget approved on June 29th. There are 3 items I wanted to mention that are unchanged from our adopted budget. First, the statutory COLA of 2.87%, along with the LCFF base grant augmented COLA of 1.44%, is fully funded. So we have a combined COLA of 4.31%. Second, the historic special education AB 602 base rate augmentation, increasing the funded ADA by an additional $341 for students with disabilities. And lastly, and of some concern, is the settle up proposal to underfund Proposition 98 minimum guarantee in the fiscal year 25-26 is close to $4 billion. The settle up payments are required to be deposited into the Proposition 98 reserve for future apportionment by the legislature. And this poses a risk as there is no assurance for timely repayment to LEAs. The enacted budget includes $1 billion in ongoing funds to expand community schools. Currently, Santa Maria High School is in the second year of a 5-year grant, and we are estimating an increase of $25,000 to be added to the 5th year. If the district determines that it will opt in to establish Delta High School, Rigetti, and Pioneer as community schools, we could estimate an additional $990,000 in the current budget year. The enacted budget also includes 2 one-time grant funding additions. The first is a 4th round of funds towards the kitchen infrastructure and training which will no longer be a competitive grant. So the amount of funds we could receive is depending on CDE to distribute those funds based on 4 funding priorities. The second is for middle college and early college and the college and career access pathways grant programs. Funds should be distributed by January of 2027. The middle college, early college grant is estimated to receive up to $100,000 to expand and $50,000 additional dollars for the college and career access pathways grant. Some changes to our budget since its adoption are to account for the CDE's projection of restricted lottery to increase an additional $2 per ADA. The unrestricted lottery remains at $190 per ADA, an increase of about $17,000. And our student support and professional development discretionary block grant was allocated additional one-time funding estimated to increase $930 per ADA. Of the state's allocated $5 billion to add additional one-time funds to the student support and professional development discretionary block grant, we're estimating to receive $7.6 million that will be available to be expended through June 30th of 2032. Looking at how these changes impacts the district's budget, you can see the net effect of the changes in total revenues is an increase of $7,680,286. But as you'll see on the next slide, substantially all of these additional revenue sources are budgeted to be spent. Expenditures increased a total of $7,680,286. We have expenses matching the revenues for the restricted one-time student support and professional development discretionary block grant of $7,663,079. $7,663,079. And we're preliminarily budgeting these funds in services and supplies, but we do have flexibility to revise the budgets in the future as spending priorities are identified. Restricted lottery increases $17,207. And one change per the enacted budget that the full cost impacts are not yet known is beginning January 1st of 2027, employers are to provide a paid pregnancy disability leave for a maximum of 14 weeks. Here you can see the effects of the increased revenues and increased expenses with an overall decrease to our fund balance of $171,069 after taking into account the required 3% economic uncertainty reserve adjustment resulting from the increased expenditures. So our board authorized the Olive Grove renewal petition at the November 2025 board meeting. I wanted to share a few of the new requirements enacted with the state budget on our responsibilities as the charter's authorizer. Expanded audit compliance to include verification of charter's auditor selection no later than by May 1st. If the charter fails to select an auditor, we must provide for the audit of the charter. We are required to review completed audit reports, any findings, and the associated corrective actions related to those findings. Enhanced fiscal monitoring requirements to verify charter enrollment and attendance, average daily attendance, and validity of the information reported to the state. And we'll also have to review the charter's credit card transactions. Related to charter governance and oversight, we will have increased charter site visits and a need to attend at least one in-person board meeting annually. These new requirements are in addition to the responsibilities that were outlined in the MOU with Olive Grove Charter. So in wrapping up the presentation, I would like to try and answer any questions you may have. And if there are no questions, it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the revision to the 26-27 45-day revised budget.
I'll make a comment again that I think you should be running the Congressional Budget Office.
Thank you. I have a question about the new requirements for the charter school. Does that require us to modify our MOU with the charter school?
It likely will require us to modify the MOU.
I have one more question.
Okay.
We see in the news a lot of things about school districts and budgets and most recently LAUSD. And I know that as a board member, I've asked, but I'm wondering if maybe you could give us just kind of maybe a few statements about what the financial health of the district is, because I think for some it can be a worry given what we've seen out there. And I know that we feel pretty secure here, but I'd like for you to, if you would be able to share some of those things with us.
Sure. So, we've been fortunate enough to be able to plan and budget in a way that has maintained, our stability in the district. The one-time money continues to help with us to avoid layoffs. You're hearing about that, up and down the state, but we've been fortunate enough to avoid that. I will say, we are deficit spending. You see that in our budgets that we present, but we are able to manage that through these one-time funds that continue to come through and our fund balance. But with that being said, looking into the future, we currently have a positive budget, but just depending on how, things go the next couple of years, what cost pressures we continue to have, we have to be cautious moving forward and make sure that, we're tightening our belt wherever we can in order to continue to maintain solvency.
Thank you.
I had a couple questions. I just wanted to confirm in regards to, this one-time discretionary fund. Is this the funding that was mentioned that was able to help with the increases for the faculty association?
The funding that we had mentioned, well, we weren't sure of the exact dollar amount and whether or not this one-time money was actually going to be enacted in the state budget. We were pretty sure about additional revenue for special ed funding that helps with our contribution from the general fund. So that was part of the, additional funds that were available. And then we also anticipated the 1.44% on top of the COLA for next year. So we kind of knew that going in when we settled.
Okay, thank you. And the second question that I had is, it was brought up during public comments. I'm sorry, not public comments, but by Mr. Greeley. I just wanted to inquire about the Proposition 3 funding and if that will have any effects, that next year.
So Proposition 3, as Mr. Greeley mentioned, yes, that is on the ballot. Proposition 30 is temporary taxes that were approved in 2012, and those are set to expire in December of 2030. So I believe that, if it's not successful, they'll probably go for it again, the next election cycle. So immediately there wouldn't be an impact, but, they're set to expire 2030, and it is about $20 million.
If I could request that we get a little bit more information on that so that we can, that we can make a decision on supporting the resolution.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Oh, any other comments? Okay. All right. So, yeah, okay. So, can we proceed to a roll call vote? Oh, we didn't do a motion, did we?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll go ahead and, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the revision to the 2026-2027 budget as presented. Any discussion? Go ahead and proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez,
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer,
Aye.
Mr. Basket,
Yes.
Mr. Rano,
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar,
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have the approval of authorized signers for the school side bank accounts. Ms. Ortiz?
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Community Bank of Santa Maria requires board action when changing authorized signers on bank accounts. We have several changes as a result of retirements. All of these changes are outlined by school and account in the item that was presented, and it is recommended for approval.
Excellent. Is there a motion to approve?
Yes, make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Santa Maria High School, Riquetti High School, and Pioneer Valley High School CIDers on all school side bank accounts as indicated. Any discussion? Proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Yes.
Mr. Rono.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have the delegation of governing board powers and duties. Ms. Ortiz?
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Education Code grants the board the authority to delegate various powers and duties to employees of the district to act on its behalf. It's necessary to update the resolution and authorize signatures when there is a change in personnel. The resolution reflects the replacement of Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources by adding Mr. Sal Reynoso. It is recommended that the board approve resolution number 1-2627 and the submission of authorized signature forms and notify the county of superintendent of schools accordingly.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the delegation of specific powers and duties.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the resolution number 1, 2026 to 2027 and notify the county superintendent of schools accordingly. Any discussion? We'll proceed to a roll call vote.
Ms. Hernandez.
Aye.
Excuse me. Dr. Castillo Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Aye.
Mr. Rono. Aye. Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have the conduct of public hearing. Oh, did I miss something? Sorry, no. Conduct public hearing on proposed project number 25 through 527, adopt resolution number 226 through 227, and authorization to enter into energy service contract with AI Santa Maria Joint Union High School District Solar LLC at Santa Maria High School. Ms. Ortiz?
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. This is something we've been working on for quite some time now, and we're really excited to present this item. Joining us, we have virtually Zoe Respondic with NV5 Consulting, Inc., which has assisted us through this process. And then in the audience here, we have Nick Eddy with Site Logic for the engineering, procurement, and construction. They're here for some, technical questions you may have. You may recall that Santa Maria High School was not included in our 2017 solar project due to the anticipated major construction and modernization and the need to postpone for proper sizing of the system. Tonight, we are seeking to enter into an energy service contract with AI Santa Maria SMJUHSD Solar LLC, where the provider proposes to install photovoltaic electric generating facilities at Santa Maria High School and sell the electricity generated to the district. Before entering into this type of energy service contract, Government Code Section 4217.12 requires the board to hold a public hearing at its regularly scheduled board meeting to determine whether the project and the proposed energy service contract and site lease are in the best interests of the district. The board is also asked to adopt resolution number 2-2627 to make required findings and authorize entering into the power purchase agreement and solar site lease agreement. The energy cost savings analysis for the project shows that the anticipated cost to the district for the project will be less than the anticipated marginal cost of district of electrical or other energy that would have been consumed by the district if the project was not completed. Over a 25-year period, the estimated savings is $2,462,000. With regard to the site lease, the analysis shows that any difference between the fair rental value of the property interest subject to the solar site lease agreement and the agreed rent is anticipated to be offset by below market energy purchases and other benefits provided under the PPA. As required by statute, the district staff posted the notice of public hearing at least 2 weeks prior to the meeting, and a public hearing is required.
Okay, we'll now open the public hearing. Ms. Pineda, are there any public comments?
No public comments.
Public hearing is now closed.
It's recommended that the board adopt resolution number 2-2627 and authorize district staff to enter into energy service contract with AI Santa Maria SMJUHSD Solar LLC at Santa Maria High School as presented in Appendix K.
Is there a motion to approve?
I have a question. A question.
Go
On
ahead.
solar power, sometimes it just reduces the bills that come in. And if the grid goes down, and we're forecasting, we're gonna have a lot of grid problems. Does the solar power have its own energy source to dump the excess power into so the lights stay on if the grid is down? Or is it only a reduction in the
No,
source of?
we would have to, research remember before we spoke about battery backup?
Yeah.
And when we last explored that, it was about $17 million to keep the district going for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So that's what we would have to do in order to
Okay,
continue operating.
okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Right, it has been moved and seconded to adopt resolution number 2226 and authorize the district staff to enter into energy service contract with AI Santa Maria jointly at high school, Solar LLC at Santa Maria High School. Any discussion?
I have a question. So solar is building it and we're purchasing the power that is generated from it? Is
Correct.
that-
It's a
okay.
power purchase agreement,
Yeah.
yes.
How long is that power purchase agreement?
25 years,
That's the calculation where you wrote about that.
correct.
Do we have anything within that cost to acknowledge that technology is going to change? It's hard to know what's going to be happening in 5 years, let alone 25. Is there opportunities for us to make adjustments within that partnership?
Not that I recall. Zoe, are you on the line? Can you help us with that?
I'm here, but I couldn't really hear the question very well, if it could be repeated.
The question was, are there opportunities to change if technology changes? Change the,
Sure. I just
Agreement.
wondered, over 25 years, it's pretty fair to think that there will be some changes, to think that we're purchasing this.
Yeah, the equipment
we
for
do have
that,
negotiated amounts throughout the 25 years. So it starts out at 0.24 cents per kilowatt hour. And then at 25 years, it's 0.30 per kilowatt hour. So, at least we have that guaranteed amount. And yeah, that's what we negotiated. Did you have anything to add, Zoe?
oh, just saying that the equipment on that is installed lasts for the 25 years and it's operated by the owner of the system. So all of those maintenance costs are included as part of the agreement that's being signed. It does not limit the district to installing a battery kind of later on in the lifetime of the system. So that's an opportunity that could be researched kind of later on in the lifetime of the solar system if a battery was to be considered for something like resiliency, like the question earlier.
That's helpful. So the maintenance on that lies within the contracted entity. We're doing just the power.
We're just paying for the power
Okay.
used. Yeah.
I
Yes.
appreciate that clarification.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're not buying the system outright. Yeah,
One last question on that. Will they do the maintenance as far as the cleaning of the
Yes.
panels? They do the maintenance?
Yeah, they
Okay.
do.
All right, we'll proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr.
Oh, we didn't do that? Sorry about that.
We motion and
Okay, we didn't do a motion. We did. Okay,
Yes.
all right.
You made a motion. I'll
Roll call vote.
David Feliciano. Yeah. Mr. Hernandez,
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer,
Aye.
Mr. Basket,
Yes.
Mr. Rano,
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, see. Now we have approval of resolution 3, 2026 through 2027 for project number 2025, Santa Maria High School Solar Photovoltaic Power Purchase Agreement, PPA, and adoption of notice of exception pursuant to guidelines section 15062 of the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA. Ms. Ortiz.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Based on the approval of the previous item, the district's proceeding with the Santa Maria High School Solar Photovoltaic PPA. The project includes the construction and operation of steel canopy structures, installation of photovoltaic modules, electrical infrastructure, including conduit, switchgear, transformers, inverters, trenching within previously disturbed areas, and utility interconnection improvements. All work will occur within existing paved parking lots on a developed school campus. School Site Solutions, Inc. has prepared a California Environmental Quality Act analysis indicating the project is eligible for Class 1, Class 3, and Class 11 categorical exemptions consistent with the California Code of Regulations, Article 19-15061B3. Based on the SSSI analysis, the project meets all criteria for a CEQA exemption under the guidelines. Furthermore, the exceptions to the applicability of a categorical exemption as specified in Section 15302A through F of the CEQA guidelines do not apply to the project. Therefore, it's concluded that the proposed project is categorically exempt from CEQA pursuant to the guidelines. It's recommended that the Board of Education approve Resolution 3-2627 for project number 25-527, Santa Maria High School Solar Photovoltaic PPA, and adopt the notice of exemption pursuant to guidelines section 15062 of the California Environmental Quality Act.
Thank you.
That was a mouthful.
It was.
I make a motion to approve what you said.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 3/2026 through 2027 for project number 25527 as presented. Any discussion? We'll proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket. Mr. Rano.
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we're down to the consent items. Are there any questions or consent items that members would like to pull or vote on separately? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the consent item?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and second to approve the consent items as presented. Any discussion?
I just wanted to say I was glad to see that the district is continuing to partner with Herencia Indígena to provide cultural awareness training.
Absolutely. Any other comments? Okay, we could proceed to a roll call vote.
Mr. Hernandez.
Aye.
Dr. Castillo Schiffer.
Aye.
Mr. Basket.
Yes.
Mr. Rano. Mr. Aguilar.
Aye.
Motion passes. And lastly, we have future board meetings for 2026. Unless otherwise announced, the next regular meeting of the Board of Education will be held on September 15, 2026. Closed session is scheduled to begin at 5 p.m. Open session begins at 6:30. The meeting will be held at the District Support Services Center. I will go ahead and they're adjourned. There be no further business. The meeting is adjourned.